Hi everyone, welcome to Draw with Jan channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a spoon using a real spoon as a reference. I'm using Derwent graphic pencils for my drawing. For the sketch, I used a 3H pencil, and for the first layer of shading, I'm using a 2B pencil. For the lighter values, I'm using 3H for the shading also. Make sure that your initial sketch is very light because you don't want the outline to be visible after you complete your shading. I'm also blocking in the shadow, which really adds depth to the drawing and makes it look realistic. It lifts up the handle of the spoon, which otherwise would have looked flat. Pay attention to the shadows, the mid-tones, the light values, and the highlights in the drawing. These are key to make your drawing look realistic. For the darker values, I'm using 6B or 8B, and for the midtones, I'm using 2B or 4B. Keeping your pencils very sharp is extremely important for a realistic output. For the really fine lines, I'm using a 0.5mm mechanical pencil. And for the highlights, if you've noticed, I usually leave it blank, but you can also use an eraser later on to define those highlights. It is also important that you use an eraser that can help you precisely define these highlights. I've posted the details of the eraser that I have used in the description of this video. For the shadows, I've mostly used 3H and 2B pencil. For blending, I have used earbuds. You can also use your finger or a tissue paper for blending, but in this case, since we are drawing a small object and precision is extremely important, it is preferable that you use earbuds. Since we are drawing from a real object, the lighting is going to keep varying. So do not worry about copying the exact details from the real object. You just need to observe the shadows, midtones, and the highlights at a point in time and capture that accurately. Take your time to observe the object carefully before you begin drawing. It may seem complicated initially, however, as you've noticed, a realistic drawing of this object can be achieved by using just 4 shades of pencils. Pay attention to the details on the edges. That can go a long way in making your drawing look sharp. The shadow closer to the object is usually darker than the remaining areas, so I'm using 2B or 4B for the areas closer to the spoon. Also, one simple rule to remember is do not apply pressure while shading. If you want to produce a really dark value, keep shading multiple times to produce the desired effect. We are trying to show a curvy surface here, so your shading is what determines whether the object looks flat or curvy. So getting the dark values and highlights right is extremely important, and a lot of precision is needed while shading. If you're not comfortable drawing from a real-life object, you could use a photo as a reference. It could be easier to follow. If you observe the shadow carefully, there are light values, midtones, and dark values in the shading. Here, I'm using my finger for blending because the area is wider. I'm now defining the finishing touches in the drawing, especially the dark values and the highlights. Also pay attention to the outlines and make sure it looks like a finished product. The last few minutes that you spend on your drawing matter the most. Hope you liked my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more drawing videos. Thank you.